Yo, what's good? It's your boy Quinn Pastels
with the grand finale to our Quinn Explains Spring Break Spectacular. Now, today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be doing what I like to call the Quinn Explains Lightning Round. So, today, we're going to be doing 30 seconds per explanation. We pulled some baddies out of some old comments from my old videos, which if you haven't watched, just don't. They look gnarly. Like, we filmed them on a GoPro and we edited in Windows Movie Maker. They were great for the time, but they've aged like a geriatric smoker, so not well. So, let's get right into her. Just a quick thing, I have not looked at these cards or put any thought into my explanations, so if they're trash, or more trash than usual, you know why. Let's get this bad boy rolling. So, first one, we're coming off with Keyboard Warriors. Explain the financial crisis of 2007-8. Whew, these are getting intense really fast. Okay, so basically, back in 2007 and 2008, everybody was like, hey, let's lend money to anybody who we can. And they would lend money to like the most whack people who should not be getting money. And most of the money was going into houses, so these were all house loans. You would have people like garbage men buying $1 million homes. That shit's whack. And then, when these people couldn't pay their loans, the banks were like, what do we do? And then they all ran out of money, and it exploded, and the stock market went and shit itself. And basically what happened is the economy just didn't work. Because once the stock market went down, you couldn't get money from the banks, and there's huge problems, and it's slowly ramping up to repeat itself again. So, that's fun. Next. God damn, these are hard. My boy Zebert says how and why the USSR isn't a thing anymore and like why it broke up. So, imagine an abusive relationship. That's what the USSR was. So, you had the abusive husband, which was usually Papa Stalin, but they had dudes like Khrushchev and all these other Russian-sounding boys, and they were at the head of the family. Now, they had all these little kids in all these countries like Bulgaria, Romania, Czechoslovakia, Slovenia. And all these kids that hated their dad, and they wanted to get out of the house and rebel. And that rebellion phase didn't really happen for like a good 100 years, because Papa Stalin put the belt down on them. Like, also they had a couple world wars thrown in there for spice, just to add to that flavor. But then in the 90s they're like, you know what, I have the resources to move on to a more healthy and fulfilling relationship, and they just went, yote. And the first country that did it was Germany. That Berlin boy fell. And everything fell afterwards. That's the Soviet Union. Next! Explain music. So, basically, some old boys... Hold on, Caden, can you move the camera for a second? I'm gonna get a little instrumental. So, here's how it went down. They're like, that sounds nice. And they started going... I don't get no sleep because of y'all. I don't get no sleep because of me. So that's basically how music started. People started beating stuff like it owed them money. And then people were like, hey, I can make noises with like rocks and sticks and stuff. And then the flute was invented and everything progressed past the flute. Moral of the story is, the only real music now is trap music. And Justin Bieber's my dad. Next. And now we have last, but not least.
No, there's more.
Oh, there's more?
Yeah.
God, you guys gave me a lot. Okay, we have Flame Dude, explain my sweatshirt. So, in this video, he's talking about my Fort Bragg boy. Now that sweatshirt has an interesting story. And by interesting story, I mean I went to Fort Bragg one time and wanted a sweatshirt from Fort Bragg. Went into one of those chitsy little tourist shops, grabbed a sweatshirt, walked out, wore the sweatshirt. It's nice, it's comfy, it's a thick boy. It's a great sweatshirt. That's it. Stop asking questions about my personal life. Next. The pancake that you killed. Explain art. So, you know how people were smashing stuff in the explain music thing? Imagine that, but with like pastels. Pastel pens and like some charcoal boys and some paint. And everybody got real fruity about it and was like, oh, that isn't real art. And moral of the story is go to the Louvre. Yeah, art. It's just a bunch of froofy dudes painting stuff. Next. Okay, this is our last but not least one. Explain Dat Boy by Agent Next, but he put a 3 for the E because he wants to be an edgelord. So, some kid. So it all started back in the olden times. So, frogs have always been a major part of American culture. You had the Princess and the Frog, The Frog That Loved Me, Attack of the Frogs from Outer Space, It Takes a Frog to Know a Frog. So, frogs have always been around in our lives. And unicycles have also always been around in our lives. And eventually, somebody thought, I can bring these two together. And they called them the name that has echoed through time, in memoriam, infinitely. Dat Boy. Who is that boy? Who him is? Where he be? Gur I swear. These are all great questions, but I don't have that much time. Thank you. Make sure to comment more of what you would like explained. Maybe it'll get a full video. Maybe it'll get a lightning round. Maybe it won't get mentioned at all. Suck it up. Have a great one, and enjoy the rest of your spring break. That's it from your boy, Quinn Pastels. Have a great day. Yeah.
This that deep water, tread lightly, got good karma and some clean chakras, a clear psyche. I can see everything coming to me like, oh my goodness. I see world tours, fast cars, and big booties, but I'm just focused on my contribution. And if I die tonight, just promise me that you listen to it.